Check one. Check two. Am I worthy? Am I worthy? Play some Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna.
I love
Krishna,
you.
Krishna. La la.
Hare Hare.
Hare Rama.
Good morning, everybody.
Hare Rama. Rama Rama.
Check one. Check two.
Hare Hare.
Am I worthy? Am I worthy?
Krishna.
Listen, Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. Krishna Krishna. Hare Hare. Woo. Hare Rama.
Hare Rama. What a trip it was.
Rama Rama.
Good morning, everybody. Marcus Conte reporting. So I got some Granny Cat music up if you want to listen to it. That is, I just put that up, Hare Krishna, Granny Cat, and I put all these videos together. I had a lot of shorts. I was going to make a lot of shorts, you know, and it turns out like I don't fucking want to sit around making shorts. So I made a long of all the shorts, right, and a recording of Hare Krishna. Where was I? I was over in Taiwan. Taiwan. It's not Thailand, God damn it, not Thailand. Taiwan. It's a different country, man. You notice they spell it different? It sounds different too. Thailand, Taiwan, different, right? I know it starts with a T. Anyway, that's where I was, and what a wonderful trip it was. Thank you everybody for hanging in there with me. And we're back. We're live. Here we are, right? I'll tell you. It takes a while for travel to soak in. You know what I mean? You travel, you take yourself with you. You take not only your good self, but you take your bad self with you when you travel. Right? And get stuck in your patterns, and you want to eat at a certain time and sleep at a certain time and take a piss at a certain time, and you become so habitual and you don't even realize it. Right, in your setting, and that's what travel does. It disrupts all of that. It flips your whole fucking life upside down, for a good, in a good way. Right, in the beginning, it doesn't seem like a good way, but then when you reflect back on it, you realize it was quite the experience. So that's what I'm dealing with right now. A little bit of a jet lag. It's a 13-hour difference. It's actually 11 hours, but it's 13 hours in the future or something. In Taiwan and Japan. Beautiful place. But what a beautiful island. The island of Taiwan. Where I spent most of the time, over 3 weeks in Taiwan. And loud Chinese, nonstop. They speak some English. I mean, you can get by with English. But I'll tell you, you know what the savior is when you travel these days? It's the fucking Google Lens, man. Right? Google Lens. As long as you have your camera, as long as you have your phone set up, right? You buy a SIM card when you get there. And you can just, all you do is point the fucking Google, point your lens at any Chinese, and it flips it to English. What a great invention, right? Blast Google all you want, man, but that is some shit right there. You could even speak into the phone, right? You could say, watch, I'll give you this, got some, watch, I'll say, watch, I'm asking Google, could I have some pork fried rice? Hold on a second. I'll take the pork fried rice, translate that to Chinese.
That's 我要吃猪肉炒饭.
Right, you see what I'm saying? You can have fun with that shit, right? I don't eat pork, but you get the point, right? So you have the translator, and the Google Maps are fantastic when you travel abroad, and what you see is it just blows you away, right? So I'm going to keep talking about that, and there's also breaking news at the Brooklyn Hospital Center. If you recall, 4 years ago, this reporter was racially attacked. Yeah, we could call it that, a racial attack at a hospital. If you recall, we were looking at the dead bodies in the freezer trucks out back at the Brooklyn Hospital Center during the pandemic, 2020, and to get the reporter off the premises, I was accosted by two racist security guards telling me to what? To get my white privilege out of here. Get your white privilege out of here. Right? So that case is coming up. Finally, 4 years later, we're going to have opening arguments in a few days. Right? I'll tell you more about it. I haven't really dove into the file, but very real. Very hopefully it'll be set a little precedence in the law. If Brooklyn Hospital Center is stupid enough and reckless enough to go forward with their ridiculous defense that the guy didn't say what he said, and it's right there on the video. If they're stupid enough to do that, then we will set precedents. Otherwise, they're just going to have to pay me to go away, because I'm not going away, if you know what I mean. So there you go, man. So classic Marcus. I don't even know what that was. That was spontaneous. That just happened. New York was upside down during that pandemic, right? And all I did was show up. Right? I was reading the Post like everybody else, and they said, "Wow, dead bodies in freezer truck out on the street in Brooklyn. This I have to see." And showed up, right? And that's what we saw. But we never saw any dead bodies during the pandemic. I never did. I never saw a freezer truck full of dead bodies. I never saw a body going into a freezer truck. As far as I know, those freezer truck morgues that were supposed to accumulate all the dead bodies from the horrible pandemic were taken away pretty much empty, as far as I know. Right? Maybe we can question, now that we have Brooklyn Hospital Center at the table trying to defend their ridiculous, stupid, and fucking eye-popping discrimination case. Maybe we can ask them that question. Did you find any dead bodies in the freezer truck, mother effer? So today the big story, body bags, right? We talk about it all the time, talk about the Clinton body bags. That's basically when you put pressure on somebody powerful, political pressure, legal pressure, financial pressure. You pressure a motherfucker, right? And he's got a lot of money, right? And you're blabbing your mouth. You're flapping your trap to courts, right? And it's costing the rich guy money, and he's losing face. And you might go to jail for what he says. So Boeing, it looks like a hit to me. It looks like Boeing. The guy was the guy. His name is whatever his name is. I forgot his name already. But what's his name? Whistleblower John Barnett, 62 years old, from South Carolina. So he's off blabbing at. He's blabbing about Boeing and how reckless and how shitty their planes are, right? He was a 30-year worker there. And he's giving his deposition in court. And on day 3, they find him not accidentally, they're saying, but a self-inflicted gunshot wound. Where have we heard that before? Right before the deposition. Where's Hillary? Where was Hillary? Where's Bill? So look at this story. There's nothing conclusive that says that the guy got whacked, but it is, an incredible red flag when a guy is yapping his trap to courts, right, on day 3 of his deposition, and he doesn't show up on the 3rd day, and they go to the hospital and they find him in the car with a bullet hole in him, right, without not much detail being revealed about the bullet hole in the guy. Or how it was self-inflicted, right? So we may never know, right? And that's right there. That's something you want to get your hands on, the autopsy, and see where the bullet went in. It's got to be more news about that, right? It's got to be more information, right? That's devastating, right? Boeing, BA on the NASDAQ, or on the Dow, right? Big stock. We'll see how the stock is handling the fact that their big whistleblower got whacked. All right, we'll take a look at that. So. So welcome back, everybody. Vinny DiMartini on the wrench. Good to see everybody, man. This is so good to see everybody. I don't feel worthy of this. Weevil Girl in the house. Weevil Girl. Quinn Smith is here. David Brown. William R. Hall, the great artist from Syracuse, New York. We remember. Chris Milk. What's up, Chris? John R. David Brown. John R. I said your name twice. Champs. Faucet pay fines. What do you find? What did he find? So, good morning, everybody. So, we'll keep this thing rolling, right? And, I mean, the fascination is really Trump, Biden. That's unprecedented. Two old men punching the shit out of each other. Biden giving his State of the Union. I heard Elon Musk say something interesting. He said, the Democrats are flooding the country with illegal immigrants through the border by letting all the immigrants in, creating a voting block for generations to come, for people that will always vote Democrat because they'll never forget how the Democrats made them legal from illegal, right? And flooded the country, right? Is that true? Is that the plan with the Democrats? Do the Democrats have that plan? Where immigration, illegal immigration, flooding the country with people when the country is already hurting economically. Is that a Democratic ploy to win votes? I got to tell you, you don't see that in other places. You don't see people flooding into Japan and flooding into Taiwan looking to immigrate, right? Because they make it hard to get the fuck in, right? Or almost impossible, really. But in this country, no. You can, if you could swim across the Rio Grande, you can just swim in. You swim right into food stamps and welfare and a $15 minimum wage job somewhere in California. That's what happens, man. That's what happens in this country. The late great America. So here's the guy, right? His name is, I guess, John Roberts. What's his fucking name again? I forgot again. His name. John Barrett. Here he is. John Barrett dead. John Barrett, the whistleblower at Boeing, is in the body bag, whether he put himself in there or not. That's what he looks like. He's dead. Definitely dead. 62 years old and self-inflicted gunshot wound. No history of suicide. No, never. He never even thought about it. I will go on the record. Let's go on the record right now. Hi, Mark Sconti reporting on the Brooklyn Hospital Center whistleblower case, where I am bringing Brooklyn Hospital Center to the table to discuss their discriminatory behavior against this reporter back in 2020 with the comment by the black security guards, "Get your white privilege out of here." I'm just going on the record saying that I am, in this case, a whistleblower, and that I would never, in my right mind, kill myself. I would never commit suicide, ever. I would kill somebody before they tried to kill me. So if this reporter ends up dead or silenced, I spoke. I got my chance to speak. So anyway, so there he is, John Roberts, and I got a new picture on my website, and plugging the Granny Cat stuff right now. Hare Krishna. This was done in the wee hours at a monastery in Taiwan City, Taipei City, Taiwan, and it's just a good recording, and I put it all together with this other stuff. I did, like I told you, I had a guitar with me, so it was played there. And anyway, so I'm plugging that stuff, and let's just take a little. I want to give you guys a little walking tour. Definitely watch the video. I'll put it up. Here it is. Okay. I'll stick the link into the chat, and you can have a look at it. It's on my website. Granny Cat Goes to Taiwan. Hare Krishna mantra picture show. If you don't like Hare Krishna, just turn the volume off and watch the pictures. And I'll show you some other unpublished stuff so far. I have some birds, fucking beautiful, right? These birds, right? You know what's cool? You know what's cool about Taiwan and Japan? You can burp out loud and no one cares. They're like, oh, good. Oh, you had some good food. You go, bleh, and they love it. Right? There's other things you can't do, but certainly that is one of them. Burping in public. So what you're seeing is some birds, right? They're following the tractor in the rice field. And as the tractor goes by, it's I guess stirring up some worms. Fascinating to see. They're very smart birds. They're hanging out. They're working with the man and the machine. Right, that's how they feed, right? They wait. Oh, there he is. Get him. There he is. The birds think the guy is doing it for them. Right? They don't know that he's out there planting rice for himself. The birds think that he's there stirring up the worms for the birds, right? Well, that's why they're there. Right? Look at all the birds. Happy birds. I don't know what kind of birds they are, but they're beautiful. It's some good stuff. This is Japan. That shit is crazy. It was just in a store, right? I have no idea what they're saying or what they're trying to sell, but it's funny. Fucking, what else? Hey, there's a turtle. This was cool. There's a turtle swimming around the pond. You know, while there's natural beauty all around you, and there's incredible Taiwanese culture. If you watch the video I put up about the night market, if you're into the nightlife and all that craziness, watch those videos. The walking tour of Taiwan. The Lantern Festival, but this is my eyeball just walking around, the things that you see. This is Japan. You don't see this in the U.S. You know, it's not Buddhism per se. It's some other weird. The religions of Asia are so mixed. It's not straight up Buddha Dharma as a lot of people in America think it is. Oh, you're going to study Buddhism in Asia? No. There is no Buddhism per se. It's Dharma. Dharma is the Dharma, the teaching of the Buddha, is without culture, really. Although it may have started in Nepal and worked its way through, all of the Asian nations and through Tibet, right, and all around the world, right. The essence of it is a teaching of meditation. People seem to miss that. And in countries where they claim it's a Buddhist nation, you don't see them practicing this at all. So, ironically, as a practitioner of Dharma, when you see the statue of the Buddha, the teaching of the Buddha, it becomes your responsibility to tell people what it is. People are sitting there praying and bowing and flipping out in front of a statue of the Buddha like he's a god or an emperor. And none of those are true. It's just another person who discovered something and decided to pass it on to you and tell you that you are the same as me, right? You're no different, right? We're the same. But anyway, here's somewhere in Japan. Somewhere in Japan. On a train in Japan. I have a lot of other shots. Like I said, I had family, a significant other with me, and so a lot of those shots I'll keep private for now. I have a private life too, We all have a private life. We have a public life and a private life. And sometimes if you do this kind of thing, you learn your lesson to keep them separate. Beautiful ocean in Japan. Beautiful place. Amazing. It was cold there. I did see surfers, and so I'll keep putting more on. Keep putting more up there. So let's begin. Mark's got the reporting, and then we'll break to the markets to see how Boeing is doing in light of the story of Boeing whistleblower found dead. Let's try to keep an open mind, guys. Keep an open mind. No, we're not accusing Boeing of whacking their whistleblower. Or are we? Boeing whistleblower found dead in hotel parking lot just days after testifying against airplane giant. Well, it wasn't days after testifying. He was about to testify New York Post. He was testifying. It wasn't days later. He testified again, and he was ready to blow it out on the third day. And they found his ass dead. And so here's the details. A Boeing whistleblower was found dead. Confirmed. He was a whistleblower, blowing the whistle on Boeing. Was found dead in his truck in the parking lot of his South Carolina hotel after he failed to show up for the second part of his testimony for a bombshell lawsuit against the company, a report said Monday. I'll show you all the reports. I got everything we know about this. I have it up so far. John Barrett, 62, had raised safety concerns at the airline's factories and provided his first testimony just days before he was found dead from an apparent, quote, self-inflicted gunshot wound, said the Charleston County coroner. All right, so if there is corruption in this case, it goes right to the coroner's office. Saying self-inflicted gunshot wound. Okay, all right. Not all of us accept those details at face value. We need to know a little more. Where exactly was the self-inflicted gunshot wound? What kind of gun? Where did the bullet go in? Where did the bullet exit? Do they have the bullet? Did anybody see it? All right. You know what I'm saying? How long was he dead? There's a lot of details that are not included, but right now it's self-inflicted gunshot wound, self-inflicted. Why does this story matter? Well, it matters because it's a large corporation, and the idea that if you turn in that large corporation or speak truth about some large corporation, you might get whacked, right? And the other fact is that the guy was blowing the whistle on the fact that Boeing was cutting corners on their planes. They were building planes that, in one case, the oxygen life support system, in case of an emergency, would fail 75% of the time. They were just banking on, listen, man, if the plane is going down, you're dead anyway, so it doesn't matter if the fucking air pops out. That's an old idea. All right, so half of that shit, when you see it, when you're sitting on a plane and they tell you, oh, the oxygen mask is going to pop out. Well, this guy's saying 75% of the time, fucking, if it's a Boeing plane, that shit is broken. All right, that fucking shit is broken. So John Barrett, 62, had raised safety concerns at the airline's factories and provided his first testimony. We already read that. Barrett's attorney, Brian Knowles, said the circumstances of his death and called the self-inflicted gunshot alleged. So the guy's lawyer is calling the self-inflicted gunshot alleged, right? It's coming, the alleged word, right? Right? We don't know for sure, his lawyer says. It's alleged. That's what the coroner said. See how there's no trust anymore? Like the lawyer is saying it's alleged that, did the guy shoot himself or not? Right? If it's not conclusive that he shot himself, then he didn't shoot himself. Right? Why are we calling it? So it's right there is the red flag. Barrett's attorney is calling it alleged gunshot wound in the Boeing case. Today is a tragic day, Knowles said to the corporate crime reporter. John had been back and forth for quite some time getting prepared. The defense examined him for their allowed 7 hours under the rules on Thursday. The whistleblower had been staying at the hotel to provide a deposition in a whistleblower lawsuit against the company. All right, so there's better articles here. Whistleblower found dead. Former employee known for raising concerns about the firm's production standards has been found dead in the United States. How's Boeing doing right now? It's up. Boeing is up. Boeing was up 4.5% yesterday. Let's take a look at that. Let me confirm that. No, actually, it was down. Boeing, that makes no sense. Boeing is down right now. Boeing, it looks like, on the news of the whistleblower being dead, yesterday it was down 6 or 3%, and it looks like it's going to open down 2.5%. I don't know, man. That looks like a buy opportunity. Buy the dip right here. The whistleblower's dead. Ding dong, the whistleblower's dead. So we'll keep watching that. Let's find out more details. How many people so far in the chat? So survey. Survey says number one is suicide, and number 2 is murder. All right, which one is it? Which one is it so far, based on what we know? Was John Barrett whacked, killed, murder, or was it just incidental suicide? The guy just had enough and he took his own life. John Barrett worked for Boeing for 32 years until his retirement in 2017. So he wasn't even working there. In the days before his death, he had been given evidence in a whistleblower lawsuit against the company. He had been giving evidence, Days before his death, he had been giving evidence in a whistleblower lawsuit against the company. It could cost the company millions and millions and millions of dollars. Let's whack the guy. That doesn't cost millions. It doesn't cost $1 million to whack somebody. Find some crackhead, do it. It looks like it was done professionally, at least, if it was a whack. And why? Because the coroner even bought it. The coroner bought it, so it was professionals that did it. They set it up. If it's set up, they set it up to look like it was a self-inflicted gunshot wound. However that happens. And look, the military knows how to do that. Law enforcement knows how to do it. There's plenty of people that know how to make it look like a self-inflicted gunshot wound. Not some crackhead from the corner. Right? Some Flacco. Yeah, I whacked the guy. Give me $500, and I'll go whack the guy. Hit him with a hammer. Right? It's not that kind of whack. Right? So, Boeing said it was saddened to hear of Mr. Barnett's passing. The Charleston County coroner confirmed his death to the BBC on Monday. Oh, they're so sad. Boeing, so sad. The guy that's blowing the whistle on us, he's dead. We're so sad. It said that we're all twos in the facet pay fines. Where Hillary helped. Where was Hillary? That's right. Where is Hillary Clinton right now? Right. You'll find out that Hillary Clinton was holding a shitload of Boeing stock, and they whacked him, man. It said that 62-year-old had died from a self-inflicted wound on March 9, and the police were investigating. Okay, what are they investigating? Can we have a little more details about the alleged self-inflicted gunshot wound? Where was the gunshot wound? We need to know the details of the gunshot. Mr. Barrett had not even the autopsy. Just tell us what happened, right? You get to a car. The police know what the fuck happened. You get to the car. You see the guy's dead. He's bleeding. There's a gun in the car. The gun went off. There's a bullet hole in the guy. Give us the fucking details. Which way did the bullet fly? Where was he? How was he holding the gun? What kind of gun? Just give us the details, and we'll make up our own mind. Give us the honest, unaffected. Give us some pictures too. Can we see a picture? Are we allowed to see a picture of a dead guy? Right? Big fucking deal. From 2010, he worked as a quality manager at North Charleston's plant, making the 787 Dreamliner, a state-of-the-art aircraft used mainly on long-haul routes. So that's what he was doing. In 2019, Mr. Barrett told the BBC that under pressure, workers had been deliberately fitting substandard parts to aircraft on the production line. All right, now we're not talking about, we're not talking about widgets here. We're not talking about like a folding chair. We're talking about a fucking aircraft that people get in and fly 35,000 feet over the planet. Right, and right. If anything goes wrong, you're screwed. So that's what we're talking about. We're talking about planes and shit. We're not talking about like a toilet bowl or something. He also said he had uncovered serious problems with oxygen systems, which could mean 1 in 4 breathing masks would not work in an emergency. That's devastating, right? You're telling the public, yeah, I worked for them for 30 years, the fucking 75%, 3 out of 4 oxygen drop masks don't work in case of an emergency, right? In other words, if the plane is going down and there's no air in the cabin, hold your fucking breath and kiss your ass goodbye, right? Because it's, right? So that's basically what he's saying. He said soon after starting to work in South Carolina, he had become. I just had a crackle in my ear. Did you? I hope you guys didn't hear that. Are we still live? Are we still live? Are we still allowed to speak? I guess we are. I guess we're allowed to speak. This is good stuff. In 2019, Mr. Barrett told the BBC that under pressure, workers had been deliberately fitting substandard parts. Okay. He also said he uncovered serious problems with oxygen systems, which could mean 1 in 4 breathing masks would not work. He said soon after starting work in South Carolina, he had become concerned that the push to get new aircraft built meant the assembly process was rushed and safety was compromised. Oh, you don't say that, John. I'm sorry, man. You see what happens when you speak truth, John? Are you there, John? Are you paying attention now? Or you're dead? He later told the BBC that workers had failed to follow procedures intended to track components through the factory, allowing defective components to go missing. That's why Boeing was under pressure, because their planes were fucking falling out of the sky, I guess. Or shit was falling apart, like a door fell off in mid-flight, or some crazy shit like that. He said in some cases, substandard parts had even been removed from the scrap bins and fitted to planes that were being built to prevent delays on the production line. You're right. He said the emergency oxygen system, due to be fitted to the 787, showed a failure rate of 25%, meaning that 1 in 4 could fail. All right, I got that wrong. It's 25%, not 75%. I read that backwards. 25%, like 1 in 4. It's like lotto, right? 25% chance that you're going to get the plane's going to go down. You're going to pull the air bag, and you're going to try to breathe, and there's no air. Right? 1 in 4. Right? So it's not so bad, man. That's not so bad. At least 75%, 3 out of 4 will live, and the other guy's dead because the machine failed. Right. Look, the survival rate in a plane that goes down, drops from 30,000 feet into the ocean is fucking zero. Right. Once you hit, you're dead. Right? And if you're not dead on impact, you're gonna die from the frozen water. Right? It's gonna creep in at every turn. Boeing denied his assertions. However, a 2017 review by the U.S. regulators said it was true. It established that the location of at least 53 non-conforming parts in the factory was unknown. Boeing was ordered to take remedial action. He was definitely a whistleblower. He was blowing it pretty loud. On the oxygen cylinder issue, the company said that in 2017 it had identified some oxygen bottles received from the supplier that were not deploying properly. All right. So whistleblower getting to the bottom of the corruption, quality control. Weevil Girl points out quality control manager. Right. That's what he was. He was the quality control manager, and shit was coming down his avenue, and it was broken, and it was inferior equipment, and he told everybody about it. Right after he retired and got his money. So last week he gave a formal deposition in which he was questioned by Boeing's lawyers. He had been due to undergo further questioning on Saturday. When he did not appear, inquiries were made at his hotel. He was subsequently found dead in his truck in the hotel car park. Speaking to the BBC, his lawyers described his death as, quote, tragic. His lawyer also said alleged, according to the New York Post. In a statement, Boeing said, "We are saddened by Mr. Barrett's passing, and our thoughts are with his family and friends." His death comes at a time when production standards at both Boeing and its key supplier, Spirit Aerosystems, are under intense scrutiny. I don't know what other details we can find out here. So we know, fact, the guy's dead, self-inflicted gunshot wound, can't prove it. Was he giving testimony against Boeing? Yes. Right? Was he qualified to give that deposition? Yes. He worked there 30 years. He's the quality fucking control manager. Right? If anybody knows, he knows. So he was a legitimate guy. Here's another article. What is this? TMZ says, Boeing whistleblower dies by, quote, suicide amid involvement in lawsuit. What else do they know? A whistleblower who was at war with Boeing died last week. So there's nothing more really here. South Carolina, for sure. Charleston, South Carolina. Cops say his body was found in his truck in a hotel parking lot, with him suffering an apparent self-inflicted gunshot wound. No word on if foul play is suspected, but police are investigating. No word, man. No, it's just always self-inflicted gunshot wound. No, there's nothing to see here when someone blows their head off, if that's what he did, right? What's more startling is Barrett, right? And they won't find the gun. The bullet will have come from 20 feet away. Right? All of that's verifiable, right? It's all verifiable, right? The ballistics, the science of murder ballistics are really, really solid. They know how the guy died. There's no doubt about it. At first look, they know how he died. And if it's too perfect, then they'll say, "Oh, this is too perfect," right? Why is it so perfect? How did he die so perfect? Everything is too perfect. It's not usually that perfect. The gun usually, when somebody shoots themselves, the gun usually flies in the other direction or some.
The biggest celebrity and
this could be I didn't watch this. Could be a video by him. It looks like we're buffering a little bit. Just bear with me, trying to record. It's got to wait for this thing to. Why did it stop? Let's see if there's a video. I think he's going to say something. That's what it looks like. That's what it looked like before the ad. Oh, here he is.
That the plane is now safe to fly. What do you say?
One, this is not a 737 problem. It's a Boeing problem. And I know the FAA's gone in and they've done due diligence and inspections to assure that the door plugs of the 737 are installed properly and the fasteners are stored properly. But my concern is, what's the rest of the airplane? What's the rest of the condition of the airplane? And the reason my concern for that is, back in 2012, Boeing started removing inspection operations off their jobs. So it left the mechanics to buy off their own work. So what we're seeing with the door plug blowout is what I've seen with the rest of the airplane, as far as jobs not
door blowout, right? The door blew out. That's what he said.
Being completed properly, inspection steps being removed, issues being ignored. My concerns are with the 737 and the 787, because those programs have really embraced the theory that quality is overhead. And
just think of when you watch this testimony. Remember freedom of speech in America, right? Is there really free speech in America? Are you free to speak, or do you pay sometimes with your life for that speech? You could say whatever you want, but this guy, if it is what it looks like, this guy paid with his life, right? Paid with his life to speak. Did the guy really fucking kill himself all of a sudden? What kind of bullshit is that? Guy shows up for testimony and he kills himself? Come on, man. That's not where you kill yourself. That's not where you kill yourself. You don't kill yourself going out there doing the right thing and blowing the whistle and looking at a payoff and a book deal, and then you kill yourself? Hell fucking no.
Non-value add.
You kill yourself like with a bottle, somewhere by yourself and a needle or something, or a gun. You don't kill it. It doesn't add up. It doesn't add up. I'm not buying it.
So those two programs have really
So
put a
he
strong effort into.
So he looks like a local South Carolina accent, kind of accent, fucking, smoker, drinker, drinking his coffee. Does this guy look like he wants to kill himself? I don't think so.
Removing quality from the process. When I first started working at Charleston, I was in charge with pushing back defects to our suppliers. And what that meant was I'd take a group of inspectors and actually go to the supplier and inspect their product before they sent it in. Well, I'd taken a team of 4 inspectors to Spirit Aerosystems to inspect the 41 section before they sent it to Charleston. And we found
This guy is showing up. This retired worker is showing up with inspectors, 4 inspectors in hand, and he killed himself.
300 defects. Some of them were significant that needed engineering intervention. When I returned to Charleston, my senior manager told me that we had found too many defects, and he was going to take the next trip. So the next trip he went on, he took 2 of my inspectors. And when they got back, they were given accolades for only finding 50 defects. So I pulled that inspector aside and I said, did Spirit really clean up their act that quick? That don't sound right.
No.
And she was mad. She said, no. Said the 2 inspectors were given 2 hours to inspect the whole 41 section, and they were kicked off the airplane.
Ba-boom. Great. That's nice that we heard from the guy. We got to see who he is. The late John Roberts, John Barrett. The late John Barrett, the latest in the body bag, the Boeing body bag, found dead in Charleston after a break in depositions. That's all the same. Let's look at the markets. And Boeing, the market is open. Markets are open. What are they right now? Okay, Nasdaq's up a little bit. Nasdaq's up 26 points to 16,440. Holding Nasdaq holding over 16,000. Look at NVIDIA go. NVIDIA's up another 15 today. $872. My God, we were looking at that at 400. Apple suffering right now, 171 down. Not enjoying the rally. Amazon is not. Facebook, gotta hand it to fucking Mark Zuckerberg. He took Facebook up to $500 a share. Mark Zuckerberg, the genius behind Facebook. Meta, $489 a share. Amazon up 68 cents today. And, of course, the big story is Bitcoin. Bitcoin up another 49. Let's look at Bitcoin. Another $49 dollars per share to 71,800. Look at this run. Look at the run. All right, we were talking about it down here, remember? Oh, it'll never break 30 again. It's suffering at 30. Went to 25 to 30. Bounced around there for months. All the way from April. The low was 18, 17, 16. That was only 3 months ago, right? All the way down to this thing was all the way down. Look at this. Look at the buy opportunity you missed on. Right, we all missed it. 15,000. Right, that was when? That was in 2022. Right, you'd have to have some pretty good insight. That was about a year ago, and it started to creep up. It went to 25, and look at this run right now. Look at this breakout run. 71,888 at this moment. Right? We are open. Tremendous run for Bitcoin. If you're asking me why it's up, I have no fucking idea. Right? I don't understand cryptocurrency. I probably never will because I'll never put the time in to figure it out. But it's definitely up, and I know when things are. You don't have to be a jackass to know something's up. And this is up significant. This is February. 1 month ago was 43,000. Now it's 71,000. That is a monster move up. Is it going to stay up there? Who knows? Who fucking knows? Right? Everything else is up. So the market today is Dow is down 30, S&P 500 flat, and it looks like the Nasdaq also went flat. Rivian took a beating. Rivian was only down at $10 a share. It's back up to 12. Again, that's a futuristic stock. I still think that Rivian Automotive will put together a car that is workable and affordable, right? Big, very important. So there you go. Mark Sconti reporting on the tragic death of the whistleblower, the alleged death by self-inflicted gunshot wound. I gotta go with murder in this case. I gotta say, just on the preliminaries, it doesn't add up to. Was there a suicide note? No, people don't just kill themselves. They leave a manifesto. I can't take the pressure. I was wrong. I love my wife. I love my dog. They do something. There's something there. Someone doesn't just fucking shoot themselves all of a sudden. So we have to until further documents come out that we can at least see. And shall we believe? I don't know. Right? The more that is covered, the more it becomes suspicious. The less we find out. Right? When something like this happens, the information should pour out into the public. You should know right away. Right? When it's real, the information pours out. But in the cases where the cover-ups, like for example, the kid that got shot by the DNC. Mr. Rich, remember Seth Rich? Got shot in the street. Nobody ever we never knew nothing. The FBI buried the case, right? And whenever there's a burial of the case, you've got to speculate that he probably got whacked. So there you go, man. There you go. If you're thinking about, becoming a rock star by being a whistleblower, oh, how prestigious. I blew the whistle. Right? Just be aware. Be aware of the bigger the fucking person you blow on, the more danger. Right? It's a fucking dangerous life. Right? Dangerous life from a whistleblower. So we're back. It's great beer, by the way. The Taiwanese fucking beer. That's like 80 cents a can, man. They sell it on every corner too. It's good stuff. It's better than Heineken, right? It's a green bottle. I'll see you guys tomorrow, man. Peace. Marcus Conte reporting.
Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, yeah. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama.